My next guest, as best we can determine, is the first legislator to demand all foreign aid to Libya be cut off until Libya turns over suspects in the murder of Ambassador Christopher Stevens and 3 other Americans. Joining us now is Senator Rand Paul. Senator, good to have you with us. You believe all foreign aid should be cut off right now to Libya, perhaps Egypt as well?
Yeah, we have an amendment that will do just that. There's a bill pending on the floor, and I plan on introducing this amendment. You know, I think it's unconscionable that our ambassador would be assassinated without protection from the host country. We would never allow something like that to happen in our country. In Egypt, there have been news reports that they warned our embassy that the mob was coming, but they didn't send any troops to protect our embassy. I think that's inexcusable.
And is it inexcusable in your judgment that the United States, the world's only superpower, would have to depend upon the host country for the security of our ambassadors, for our consulate staffs, our embassy staffs?
Well, we kind of do, so I'm not sure I fault that. We have a certain limited amount of Marines that are stationed in our embassies, but we don't plant an army in every country around our embassy. Now, in Iraq we have, because it was a war zone, there still is a small army, I think, associated with the embassy, and that may be an overstatement, but I think there's 17,000 people there in the green zone in Iraq. So I do think that in a war zone it's a little bit different. I don't want to second guess the protection, but I do want to second guess that our response should be very clear to Libya and very clear to Egypt that if we're going to have an embassy in your country, they need to be safe, and if we're going to send money to you, you need to protect our embassy.
Do you believe that Governor Romney was too quick and too severe in his criticism of the Obama administration as he turned a critical eye to the way in which first the State Department was apologizing to radical Islamists at the very moment that they had stormed our embassy in Cairo and were within very short order to be killing 4 Americans, including our ambassador in Libya?
No, my response was very similar to Governor Romney's, and that was to feel like it's not appropriate when your ambassador's been assassinated and your embassy's under siege to sort of say, oh, we understand you're angry. Well, you know, I'm not sure what they were angry about, and a lot of them are angry, but really what's most important is protecting our personnel, protecting our ambassador, and protecting our embassy, and not really apologizing and say, oh, we understand you're angry. There are complicated reasons for things that happen in the world, but the time to talk about them, I don't think is, as your embassy's under siege.
Do you expect that Governor Romney will follow the course that you're recommending and call for a suspension of aid to particularly Egypt and Libya until we determine who is responsible?
Well, I wish he would. This is a bigger issue out there, though. American public in general is unhappy about foreign aid being sent to countries that don't like us and disrespect us. The other country out there right now that I began this about 2 months ago was Pakistan for imprisoning Dr. Afridi. He recently had an interview with your network that talked about being tortured at the hands of Pakistani security agency. So yeah, I'm forcing an issue. I'm in the process of filibustering and stopping all motion on legislation up here till I get a vote on ending Pakistani aid. And I would hope Governor Romney would chime in on this, because the American people are sick and tired of their money going to these two-bit tin horn, countries that then persecute Americans and persecute people who like America.
Senator Rand Paul, always good to talk with you. We thank you very much for being with us. Senator Paul is the author of a brand new book released today entitled Government Bullies: How Everyday Americans Are Being Harassed, Abused, Imprisoned by the Feds. And let me guarantee you, there is no congressman or senator working harder or more diligently or effectively than Senator Rand Paul to deal with precisely the issues that are being raised by an overwhelming amount of government in our lives.